Well, in this video, we will move to the other punishments according to the Palestinian Penal Code, whether the Palestinian Penal Code number 16 that is applied in the West Bank or number 47 that is applied in the Gaza Strip. So, in the previous lecture and video, we discussed the capital punishment as the most severe punishment according to this penal code. And now we will move to the other kinds of punishments that is applied in Palestine wholly. Number one was the capital punishment. Number two, here we will move to another punishment that is the second most severe sentence according to the Palestinian code, which is the life-term sentence. So what do we mean by the life-term sentence? Actually, the life-term sentence means when we put the convicted person in the jail for the rest of his or her life. So when we put someone in the jail so that he cannot or when he doesn't have hope to go out of this jail, then in this case he is sentenced for a life-term sentence or a lifelong imprisonment. So the life-term sentence means the convicted person is being put in the jail, and that is for the rest of his life or her life, and finally without any possibility to be granted the parole system. So what do we mean by the parole system in this case? Actually, the parole system is a system that is adopted by the majority, if not all, of the penal codes around the world, but actually we will not discuss it here in details, since this is a system where we will discuss later inshallah in another video. But in a nutshell, the parole system is a system where the person or the convicted person is granted something called the release, but when he signs a paper in which he agrees to be abide by certain conditions, like he is not allowed, for example, to meet with certain categories of people or certain categories of places or public places. So the parole system is a system where a person is granted release, but in opposite of a paper in which there is a list of places and a list of names of people that he is not allowed or permitted to deal with or to go to. So this is the parole system. And the parole system, the convicted person, when he is released, he is still convicted, and which means that this person can be brought back to the jail again if he breaches or violates the conditions that are made within the paper that he signed. So this is the difference between the parole system and the system that is called the amnesty. The amnesty system, it means that the person is no more convicted person and he is not convicted anymore, so no way that this person can be brought back to the jail unless that this person commits a new crime, and then he will be prosecuted again, and then he will be put in jail again for the crime that he committed. So this is the difference, this is the nuance between the amnesty system and the parole system. We will discuss it in more details inshallah in another video, but this is because we mentioned the word parole, so we have to know in brief what is the parole system. Anyway, so the life sentence, we mentioned that it means to put the person in the prison for the rest of his life without being granted parole. This actually punishment, or this sentence, is a matter of dispute, and is a controversial one, since it violates the most important goal and aim of the punishment, which is to rehabilitate the person and to reintegrate him into the society. So when the person is put in the jail for his or her life, or for the entire of his life or her life, then in this case he will lose every hope to be free again, and this will actually extinguish any motivation to reform or any motivation to rehabilitation. So in this case we can say that this person is executed It's like capital punishment, but it's more severe than capital punishment in my opinion, since it will kill him every day that he is in prison, and it will not kill him immediately like in case of the capital punishment. So this is why there is a lot of juries of international criminal law and the national criminal law that are against, and they are totally against this the life term sentence, since it is contrary to the ultimate goal of the penalty, which are the rehabilitation as mentioned here, and the reintegration. The third kind of punishment that are known within the Palestinian penal code, and it's one of the most also severe punishment, the hard labor. The hard labor, or the hard work actually, and it always accompanies the detention or the imprisonment. So it's made that the judge gives someone the liability to hard labor plus the imprisonment, or the imprisonment without hard labor, or the imprisonment with hard labor. So we have to notice what is actually the sentence is. So whether the imprisonment is accompanied with the hard labor or not accompanied with the hard labor. So what is the hard labor? Actually, the hard labor is defined according to Article 18 of the Palestinian Penal Code that is applied in the West Bank, and it means when we enforce the inmate or the convicted person to hard work, but not every kind of hard work. This hard work must be proportionate to his health conditions. So if he has, for example, a cancer, then it will not be fair to give him the sentence of a hard labor in addition to the imprisonment. But if he is a person in a good health, then according to his good health, he will be imposed to the hard labor. And the hard labor in this case shall be appropriate with the health conditions and the age of this person. And this hard labor is maybe done and conducted inside the prison, or maybe outside the prison. So it's not conditioned to be done and conducted inside the prison itself. The fourth kind of the punishments according to the Palestinian Penal Code is the detention. The detention means to hold someone who is convicted in the prison for a specific duration and period without obliging him to work or to hard labor or to put on or to wear the uniform. So this is the detention, and actually this is the definition of the detention as punishment mentioned in the Palestinian Penal Code applied in the West Bank 1960. However, this kind of punishment is not found within the Palestinian Penal Code 1936 applied in the Gaza Strip. And we know the imprisonment only, which means to hold the inmate or in the prison for a specific duration of time. It may be accompanied with the hard labor, and it may not be accompanied with the same thing. So these are the most important and the most severe punishments according to the Palestinian Code. Number one, the capital punishment. Number two, the life-term sentence. Number three, the hard labor, and finally the detention. We have other kinds of the punishments, but these are the most famous ones. Anyway, here we will classify punishments according to a specific criteria, which is the independency. And the independency means if the judge can give this punishment alone or with another punishment. So we have to know what are these punishments according to their independency. Anyway, punishments according to their independency are of three categories. Number one is called the original punishment, or the main punishment. And we will know what is the difference between these three categories in details, inshallah. Number two, the supplementary, or it is named also